Imagine this, an Airbnb guest checks in, they're staying at your property for about a week, everything is going super smooth, the communication is great, there's no complaints with the guest, they check out, and then upon checkout, you get hit with a lovely chargeback fee, meaning the money from their stay was removed from your bank account, and you are left with zero payout and having to deal with any damages that they did during their stay yourself. That is called a chargeback, and it is very, very common, unfortunately, in the industry for hosts, and it's really crappy. And it is one of the biggest threat for hosts today, especially if you're doing direct bookings. But in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I protect my 58 unit portfolio from chargebacks and exactly how you can protect yours too. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe down below so you don't miss any of my videos. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and also comment down below any questions or concerns that you may have, and I'd be happy to help. So without further ado, let's get started. If you are new here, hi, my name is Hailie. I am a 22-year-old Airbnb host with 58 Airbnbs across 4 different states, and I also teach people just like you and experienced hosts how to start and scale safely. In this video, I'm going to cover exactly what chargebacks are, how they happen, and my 3-step system to bulletproof your business. Whether you're on Airbnb or you're hosting directly through your own website, all of these can be applied to you. First thing I want to talk about is what exactly is a chargeback. To make it simple, a chargeback is when a guest disputes a charge through their credit card company, and then the credit card company will take the money from you, the host. There's a couple common reasons why people will dispute a charge, and some of the most popular ones that I've experienced or that I've heard people say is 1, that they didn't authorize the stay. They could also say that they never stayed at the property or that the property wasn't as described. Or even worse, they stay at your property and they damage your property and they still dispute the charge. So you're left with no money from the payout of the stay and also no way to charge them for the damages that they did. And OTAs like Airbnb, VRBO, Booking.com have some sort of protection for hosts, but once you go direct, you literally are the only protection that you have. And also the threat to chargebacks is significantly higher because people know that you don't have the support of those third-party platforms. The next thing I want to talk about is why direct booking hosts are extra vulnerable to these chargebacks. On Airbnb or VRBO, you have a resolution center, and although it isn't perfect, it's definitely something. Once you go direct, all of the responsibility lies on you and your systems that you have built. But with direct bookings, it's literally you versus the person's credit card company, and typically the credit card company is gonna side with their customer. And unfortunately, that leaves you usually with a zero payout from the guest. Unless you have rock solid proof to back up yourself, most likely that credit card company is gonna stand by their cardholder. There are 3 major key risk points here. One of them is no ID verification, the second one is no rental agreement, and the third one is no security deposit or damage waiver or security hold. Requiring those 3 things are a very easy way to make sure that your guests will probably not do a chargeback. So unless you have the right systems in place, you are going to be insanely vulnerable to chargebacks. That is why it is so crucial to have systems in place to make sure that you're setting yourself up for success and kind of pushing all these people who potentially have the idea of doing a chargeback away from your listing. The next thing I want to talk about is my 3-step chargeback protection system that I have built. It's broke down into 3 major things. The first one being ID, the second one being a signed rental agreement, and the third one being a prepaid deposit or damage waiver. So the first one being ID, I require every single one of my guests, whether you booked the Airbnb or you're a guest on the reservation, to complete a Truvy application form. In this form, they are required to submit a photo of the front of their ID, the back of their ID, and a selfie of them holding up their ID. Then they go through a protection check through Truvy. This basically filters out at least like 80% of those risky guests. The second requirement is a signed rental agreement. This is something that I just newly started to do, but I was getting so many chargebacks, and with this guest rental agreement, I clearly display my terms, my house rules, and also this proves as evidence. So if the guest does turn around and submit a chargeback, I then have proof that the guest literally agreed to my terms, they agreed to my house rules, and that if they did do a chargeback, this is proof that basically I will win. This can all be automated through Truvy as well. So the first step can be to collect all of the guest IDs. The second step can be to sign the guest rental agreement, and then the third step can be to collect that damage waiver or security deposit or security hold, whichever one you choose. All 3 of these can be done through Truvy, and it's super seamless workflow. I will insert a video of exactly what it looks like from the guest point of view. And the third step is a pre-stay damage deposit or damage waiver. Now, whether you choose to do the deposit, you choose to do the waiver, or you choose to do the security hold is completely up to you. But also collecting some sort of payment up front just proves as more evidence if they did decide to do a chargeback, because you have a payment trail, and also if any damages do occur, you have that fee up front that you then can use to cover any damages or expenses that you need. And this also just makes it harder for scammers to get that chargeback approved, because you have that payment trail, you have that guest rental agreement, and you have the terms literally signed by them, you have their IDs. Like, anytime I have had a chargeback and I've done all three of these things, I have won every single time. Now, if I didn't do the ID verification, if I didn't do the guest rental agreement, and I didn't have a deposit or a waiver or a security hold, it would make proving myself to the banks really, really hard. If I just had my word versus theirs, most likely they're going to win that chargeback. But with all three of these steps, I have done my part, and I have my systems in place to win every single chargeback that a guest tries to do, whether it's booked through Airbnb, VRBO, Booking.com, or it's booked directly. I have always won doing all three of these steps. Chargebacks are definitely extremely scary, and it's really unfortunate that like hosts even have to deal with this, but unfortunately, if you don't have the right systems in place, you will lose out on money. I have lost a bunch of chargebacks because I wasn't doing really anything to protect myself at all. I was just solely relying on these third parties, and when I was doing direct bookings, I wasn't even requiring any of this, which actually like freaks me out that I was doing that, and I had to get burned a couple of times to learn the right way to do it. But this is just a couple extra steps that my guests have to go through, and it doesn't cause friction in the guest experience at all. As a host, I want the guest experience to be as seamless as possible, and even with these TrueView requirements, they make it like super simple with just like a click of a few buttons. It's very seamless, there's no friction whatsoever, and I rarely ever get complaints about the process. If I do get someone who's like, I don't want to do that, because they're most likely going to do something that's not good if they're having pushback to collect their ID or do a damage deposit or sign a waiver. Like, why are you going to be hesitant to sign a waiver if you know you're not going to do anything wrong? This is definitely something that's been new in my business, but I'm so glad I've implemented it. I've been able to win multiple chargebacks since implementing this, and it's been super seamless because I have so much proof. I think the biggest chargeback I had was $2,000, and I'm sure there's been people who have had way bigger chargebacks, but that definitely hurt because as a host, like I did host them and I did my part, and the bank just like took the money away. So don't fall victim to chargebacks. You can require this for direct bookings and any bookings through the OTAs. Regardless of where you're acquiring the guest, I totally think that you should be doing this process no matter where they are coming from. So yes, chargebacks can be scary, but with the right systems in place, it really is not scary, and it's just extra protection for you as a host and your business, because at the end of the day, like, you are responsible for whatever happens. So having the right systems in place just gives me peace of mind that if someone did decide to be a bad person and do a chargeback, I have proof and I can protect myself and make sure to keep the money in my business like it deserves to be. So if you are interested in checking out TrueView, I'll put the link to book a demo call down below, but I also have a code with them. It is Hailie in all capital letters, 10 at the end, for 10% off of your first 3 months, which is huge. And with TrueView, I've been able to automate this whole entire process. So they're integrated through my PMS, and it's just another automated message that gets sent out to my guest, and it's not extra work for me. I don't notice it at all. It's just an extra message that goes out. And if you want more videos on how you can scale your Airbnb business safely, then please subscribe down below. I have so many videos coming out for you guys. And as I continue to scale my own Airbnb business, I obviously will continue to learn things as well that I will continue to share my journey with you guys. A little secret, I haven't really talked much about this yet, but I'm about to sign my biggest deal yet, which is 35 units at once. And I am also officially expanding internationally. So this is a whole new part of my business that I have yet to uncover, and it's new to me. So follow along my journey. I've been very open and vulnerable about everything that I do and how I manage things, and the ups and the downs and the good and the bad. And I'm really excited for this next chapter of growth with you guys, and I can't wait to share everything that I learn and all of the mess ups that I have. I will also share those with you as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions regarding anything, please comment down below. Make sure to thumbs up this video and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye!